Now, we talked about those unification of enterprise BI and self-service BI as a single platform. We also need to talk about unification of the data, especially with the work we're doing around self-service data preparation with a feature that we call data flow. So what is data flow? Data flow is all about repeatable and reusable ETL. The ability to go and manage your data, integrate it, make it clean, high quality, rich, and doing all that in a way that is not tied to a specific data model, not tied to a specific report, but something that can be reused and used all over the enterprise. To do that, we're utilizing a familiar experience, Power Query. Power Query has been used in Excel and Power BI. We have tens of millions of users that are very familiar with this incredibly friendly tool. We took it and we just grew it up. We put it in a system that is truly enterprise grade, that is designed to handle the most complex and challenging tasks. And let's understand what we mean by that. You can go and use Power Query. It has over 300 transformation. It supports over 80 data sources. And with data flows, you can utilize it in a way that is designed for truly enterprise scale projects. When you have multiple authors and you have cross project compositions of data, where you need to have the data from one project and another project come together in a third project, and you need to do it in a robust and reliable way. And to do all of that in a way that is really going to work, it's not fragile, can really be driven by business users. We're introducing a new computation engine, truly revolutionary, that analyzes all your transformations, understand what data they touch, all the dependencies they have, and figure out how to orchestrate all these things across all your project, across all your workspaces in a way that makes sure that data is always consistent. We equate that new transformation engine, computation engine, to the recalc engine of Excel, where just magically, whenever some pieces of data changes, Excel knows how to recalc all the other cells. We do the same thing, but at the data lake level. We do it on tables. We understand how tables are being computed, what other tables are feeding them, and whenever something changes, we just recompute your data lake, and always in the correct order, always in an efficient way, in a way that is only the data need to be calculated is really recalculated, and we do it on top of the data lake. Now, the data lake aspect is really, really important. All the data that we are creating and processing and storing in Power BI data flows is going to the Azure Data Lake Gen 2. This allows us to get this infinite scale storage system. And in fact, part of Power BI, you're going to get 100 terabyte of data just built into the system. And the data is stored there not just in our own proprietary format. There's actually a standard format that we have put out called the Common Data Model that provides an open way to look at the data and the metadata. The data is stored as CSV file. The metadata is stored as JSON file that is easily readable. And with that, virtually every other service in Azure can work with the data. So if your IT guys are using a Databricks, Azure Data Factory, or Azure Data Warehouse, this data format is natively recognized by them. And when they write into the data lake, we can immediately in Power BI latch into the data and work with it without having to copy it around and manage it again.